what's up? I'm Classic Ruby. So today's gonna be a video about more serious topics than the first one. I wanted to kind of open things up on a lighthearted note. Although I'm very serious, I don't like dogs. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I will put it in the pop-up thing or the description box somewhere. It's on my channel for sure. You guys can check it out. All right, so today's topic is getting a little more serious. We're gonna talk about you. Who are you?
And Bart Simpson, who the hell are you?
Could you really identify yourself in a lineup? And I don't mean the exterior, your face, your eyes, your freckles, your body shape, or whatever. I mean who you are, your personality, your characteristics, your flaws, right? The pros and cons of what make you you. Do you know yourself? Because see, what I've noticed online at least is there's a lot of people who are speaking relationship talk and can't find a good man talk, but they don't seem to really know anything about themselves. And you know this because they say things about themselves that oftentimes in the same stream they prove is entirely bullshit. So who are you? Do you know? Is it that you are ashamed to actually admit the truth of who you are? Or is it that you have just been lying to yourself about yourself for so long that you're entirely blinded now and delusional about who you are? I just want to know. Quick question. And see, I'm not asking to be mean. And I'm not saying this to point my finger at any particular person or not. It's just that what I've noticed, and this isn't just online either, this is in my personal relationships, speaking to people, is that all they want to talk about is what he said, what she said, what he did, what she did. But no one's really talking about themselves. Do you know how to claim accountability for your own actions within a situation? Can you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm personally responsible for my actions, regardless of what the other person did. Can you? Because see, in 2019, I'm all about revamping self. That's it. Focus on yourself, because that's the most important thing. No matter what anyone else in the world is doing, no matter what anyone else in the world is thinking, no matter what anyone else in the world is willing to change or not, if you've focused on yourself, if you've worked on yourself, and if you've got yourself good, the rest is cake. The rest you can figure out. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you've got two people in a relationship, right? They've been married for 5 years and it's always the same old song and dance, right? So someone left a dish in the sink.
Girls?
Groupies,
You talking about girls? That's your problem. Every time we doing good, you want to bring up some girls. All you want to talk about girls, hoes, chicks, this
serious?
and that. Want to be Mr. Instagram, famous, comment, DMing, comment, no
serious
picture.
right now?
Damn serious. Nigga, you forgot you cheated on me?
What the fuck happened, yo? I thought we was good, though.
You forgot you cheated on me?
Yo, that was 2
Every
years
time
ago.
we good, all you want to talk about is girls.
That was 2 years ago, though.
So
yo.
what?
How the fuck you go from being lovey-dovey married and then you want something?
All you talk about is girls. That's all on your mind.
Let's talk about you.
What?
You talking about what the fuck I done did? What the fuck you done did?
I did what I did because you did what you
did.
did.
Though. So you did it. What the fuck you talking
Okay,
about?
I did what I did because you did what you did.
But what did you do, though?
What you mean what I did?
You can tell
I
what you
did
did.
me because you did you.
So what did you do?
She
Whatever.
gets mad about it. He flies off the handle. All of a sudden, there's things being thrown, yelling and screaming is happening. It's all chaos. And when it all comes down to it, there's holes in the walls because he's punched them. There's broken plates on the ground because she's thrown them. And they're both saying, but he provoked me. But if she didn't say and do this, then I wouldn't have done it. Really? Is that really what you think? Because see, here's the thing. It's true. You kind of can't control your feelings to a certain extent, right? I mean, they're feelings and you're entitled to them. But you aren't entitled to behave however you want. And at the end of the day, regardless of how someone made you feel in the moment, it doesn't justify you and your terrible behavior. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. I would love to say, yeah, but you know, okay, I get it. And I would have wanted to punch her in the face too. So it's okay, you punched her in the face. But no, it's not. Does that mean you have to stand around and take the bullshit? No, because you are accountable and responsible for your own actions, and you are also free to do what's necessary to make sure you keep yourself in check. If that means that rather than punching a hole in the wall, you say, you know what? You count to 10, you say, forget it, you walk yourself up into your room, throw some clothes in a bag, and storm out and take off for a couple nights, then do that. Ladies, if he's flying off the handle and this is the umpteenth time now you told him to do the same thing and so on and so forth, and so it's not your fault you called him a shit, no dick man, whatever. And then you're surprised that he responds by punching a hole in the wall. Well, okay, let's stop for a second and think that maybe, just maybe, you're right. This is the umpteenth time you've told him. You're right, he should take some accountability for his own actions and for the house that you guys live in, and he should care. You're right, he should care. Fine, he didn't. Now you hurling insults at him and insulting his manhood and putting him down as a global whole for the fact that he refuses to do the dishes. Do you think that that is a reasonable response to the provocation? A. B. Do you think it's actually going to solve anything at the end of the day? And C, more importantly, is there another way maybe you could handle your anger so that way you're not lashing out and calling names and insulting people and then having to justify yourself at the end of it? I'll wait. I mean, come on, guys. It's bigger than this now. At this point, relationships are failing at bigger and bigger rates. And I don't just mean relationships like within marriages or couples. I mean friendships, I mean family. People can't keep it together. We don't know how to be a community. We don't know how to have any type of collectivist nature within us. We are so individualistic and we are so me, and we are so immediate gratification right now that we can't see ourselves and our own actions. Now, I did a video on this once and you guys can check it out. Again, I'll link it in the pop-up box thing, whatever that came up. And it was on the fundamental attribution error. That's right, we're getting into some psych. Okay, so, and basically in a nutshell, this just tells you that when you see yourself do something, you justify it as being because of outside influences. And when you see someone else do the same thing, you say that they did it because of inside things. So for example, if I were to call my husband a piece of dirty garbage, right? I would say, well, he provoked me. I'm not the type of person to call names, but he provoked me, so it's not really my fault. But now if I hear another woman call her husband a piece of garbage, if I go, oh, she's a nasty woman, she's a terrible woman, she's so unsupportive and so disgusting, like I can't believe she would insult her husband that way. What a terrible human being. You see that? That's the fundamental attribution error at work. And we are all programmed to do this automatically. We justify our own actions and we condemn the actions of others. We justify our actions by blaming everything outside of us, and we condemn everybody else because there's no way they had outside influences. The reason why they did that thing is just because they are bad people. Now, we know that this can't possibly be true. So we know that when we do bad things, when we say bad things, when we treat people poorly, we know that while we were provoked, that's also bringing out something nasty and ugly and dark that's inside of us when we respond and behave in that negative, nasty, ugly way. And we know that while we identify that negative, ugly, nasty things in other people, when they're provoked and they do something, we also know that they were provoked. There is an outside influence. It didn't just come out of nowhere, right? We need to start trying to be a little bit more fair. And I think that the way we can do that is by starting to focus on us. Because here's the thing, if you weren't so insecure, if you were completely good with yourself, so if you had taken the time to learn you, Identify you. Who are you in a characteristics lineup, in a personality lineup? What are your flaws? What is all the ugliness within you, warts and all? And you were able to identify those things, accept what you cannot change, and you had the courage to at least start facing and trying to change the things you could, then it would be a lot easier for you to give other people the exact same credit when that credit's due. And you know how much easier it is for you to work with other people and to identify people you need to walk away from and people that, you know what, hey, maybe they're worth another shot, maybe they're worth some understanding. Do you know how easy that is to do when you're taking the time out to learn you and understand you? When you're not interacting with everyone with just a pile of defense mechanisms instead of whoever's lying beneath? When you're okay with being vulnerable and open and honest enough to say things like, hey, that really hurt my feelings. Hey, that was really unfair. Hey, I think that was really uncalled for, and now I feel like crying. Do you know how easy it is to interact with other people when you have the courage to be vulnerable in all the right times, in all the right ways, with all the right people? Just my 2 cents on it. Anyway, y'all, comment down below. I love hearing what you guys think. And otherwise, you can subscribe if you haven't already and click that bell so that way you get notifications. Because yes, I will be coming out with more videos this year. Please like, share, and subscribe. And otherwise, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.